Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another tutorial video for everyone. In this particular video here, I'll be doing a demonstration of how to install a Welding exhaust bung, which is typically used for O2 sensors, but can also have other uses as well. These exhaust bungs can be purchased for a couple dollars at your local auto parts store. This one was purchased from a local exhaust manufacturer wholesaler, along with the rest of the exhaust parts. I'm redoing the exhaust system on this truck, which is a 98 Ford Ranger. This truck is equipped with two O2 sensors, therefore it does have a post and pre-cat sensors. The pre is installed in the exhaust manifold, and the post is located after the cat, which I'll be installing here. This pipe will be attached to the catalytic converter. There is usually a specific distance where the O2 sensor should be located. For this, I am matching the factory distance, which is about 6 inches. I am also taking the expanded portion of the pipe into account, which is why you're seeing me mark the distance at 7.5 inches. This will depend on what type of O2 sensor is used. Some are heated, therefore they can be further away. Non-heated sensors require the heat from the engine or catalytic converter to function correctly. Keep in mind, when a sensor is too close, it can be overheated, therefore causing premature failure on that sensor. Considering this is a pipe, there will be a greater risk for the drill to wander, so use a center punch to mark the hole. I will be using a step drill which will easily drill the exhaust pipe and is available in a variety of large diameters. But in order to start out with that hole, a center drill should be used first. A center drill will create a starting point for the hole and does not flex compared to a smaller diameter drill bit. Cutting oil can be used to drill the hole, but this is mild steel, so it's not a must. It should be mentioned that the sensor should be installed anywhere from a horizontal position to the top of the pipe, meaning between the 9 and 3 o'clock positions. This ensures the sensor will not be affected by moisture sitting at the bottom of the exhaust pipe, which may jeopardize its life expectancy. You'll see this a little better once it's installed back on the truck. Once that hole has been drilled, unfortunately it's still not a large enough diameter for this particular bung, as it's intended to have that lip fit inside the pipe. Therefore, in order to make it larger, I'll be using a carbide grinding bit, which can be used on the drill or die grinder. Increase the hole diameter until it's the correct size. In order to keep that hole symmetrical, I used a rubber O-ring closely matching the bung's diameter with a marker. After enough material has been removed, here's how it sits in the pipe. Considering the bung is flat and is being installed on an arched surface, this can be a little tricky to weld. So, short welding will be done while rotating the pipe. This is aluminized pipe, therefore it needs to have the coating removed before welding. I'm using an abrasive pad on an angle grinder. If you are working with older exhaust pipe which may be rusted, that rust must be removed in order to get a proper, clean weld. Also clean up the bung to remove any factory coatings. Wearing the correct safety equipment, I'm using a piece of wood to hold the bung in place, tack weld it, so it's secure and doesn't move after we start laying beads. For this, I'm using a flux core welder, therefore there is no gas shielding and slag will be present. Remove the slag with a wire brush. This must be done before applying more beads, as slag can cause inclusions. I'm also applying an anti-splatter spray, which keeps the welding process a little cleaner and, most importantly, prevents any splatter from sticking to the threads inside the bung, which can cause issues. Now apply the beads and change your position as needed. From what I found, when welding exhaust pipe, 0.030 or 30th of an inch seems to give the best results, and I've also found that's the smallest diameter available for flux core applications. Clean up the weld again with the wire brush. Apply more anti-splatter spray to the threads. Too much over the area you are welding directly can cause defects in the beads. While some portions of the bung are flush on the arch, the sides however are not, so this can be a little tough getting a perfectly smooth finish unless you run multiple beads. Inspect the area closely so there isn't a chance for any leaks, and as you can see, the sensor fits perfectly without any binding from splatter. Any splatter can bind in the threads, causing damage to the bung or sensor. Just to give you a peek inside the pipe, you can see how it sits. Considering the aluminized coating has been removed from this section of pipe, it will no longer be able to prevent rust. So, as a form of protection, the area will be scuffed up with sandpaper, then wiped down with a wax and grease remover. and finally have a high heat paint applied as a form of protection. Exhaust bung designs can vary, and you can also use a large nut of the correct size if you wish. Now for installation on the vehicle, as mentioned earlier, this sensor is after the catalytic converter. The sensor must be installed between the 9 and 3 o'clock position, as it avoids any chance of moisture damage along with any interference from being damaged when driving. Ideally, if possible, meaning there is no interference with the floor or any other components on the vehicle, it's best to have that sensor at the 12 o'clock position. For this vehicle, it will be between the 10 and 11 o'clock position, or roughly 45 degrees. This ensures there will be no interference between the drive shaft and the floor of the truck, while still maintaining an easy accessible space. Just to give you a peek inside the pipe, you're able to see the bung and the position once that pipe is rotated between the 9 and 3 o'clock position. New videos are released every week on my channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a huge help to me, and leave a comment below if you found this tutorial helpful. And if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.